Duke Ellington said, "A problem is a chance for you to do your best." Hi dear audience, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to tell you about 12 basic tenses in English, its structure, and how to frame an affirmative sentence, a negative sentence, and a question in these 12 basic tenses. Now, without further deferral, let's move on to the topic. At first, it's important to know the basic forms of tenses. There are 3 basic forms of tenses, and they are present form, past form, and future form. Now, let's look at the present form. Under present form, we have simple present, present continuous, present perfect tense, and present perfect continuous tense. Now let's know what is simple present tense. Simple present tense denotes habitual action, an action which happens always or regularly or every day. Now let's see the structure for simple present tense. The structure for simple present tense is V1 or V1 plus S or V1 plus ES. Here V1 is the root form of the verb. That's the main verb. V1 plus S. It is the inflection. Here again this is inflection. Now let's learn how to frame an affirmative statement. She teaches English. Here she is the subject. Teach is the main form of verb and ES is the inflection. So teaches, V1 plus ES, and English is the direct object. Now let's learn how to frame a negative statement. When we are framing a negative statement, we need to use not. She does not teach English. How to frame an interrogative statement? Does she teach English? And a negative interrogative? Doesn't she teach English? Here, the verb do and does are verb to be. We need to see the subject-verb agreement when we are using either do or does. Subject-verb agreement plays quite important role while constructing sentences. Now, let's see some examples. Here we have the pronouns I, we, you, they, and the noun boys. I refers to singular person, whereas we, you, they, and the noun boys refer to plural subject. With these, we use the main form of verb, that is V1, play. Now let's see for the pronouns he, she, it, and Rani. All these are singular. With this, we use the verb plays, that is V1 plus S. So here we have used the inflection. Now let's see another example. With the pronoun I, we, you, and girls, we are using another verb teach. Again here I refers to singular, whereas the remaining all refer to plural nouns. Here the verb used is teach. Now let's see. With the pronoun he, she, it, and the noun Rani, the verb used is teaches. Main form of verb teach plus es. While framing sentences, it is important to keep in mind the spelling rules. Now let us see with the to be verbs do and does. With the pronoun I, you, we, you, they, and the plural noun boys, we use the verb do. These two refer to singular, whereas here all these refer to plural. Now let's see with does. The pronoun he, she, it and the singular noun goes well with does. So we have to keep in mind the subject-verb agreement while constructing a sentence. Now let's know about present continuous tense. The present continuous tense, also called as present progressive, is a verb tense which is used to show that an ongoing action is happening now, either at the moment of speech or now in a larger sense. Now let's see the structure. The structure for present continuous tense is or am or are plus V1 plus ing. Here V1 plus ing is present participle. Now let's see how we can frame sentence in affirmative. She is teaching English. Here she is the subject, is the auxiliary verb. As told in the structure, we are using here is because again we have to see the subject verb agreement. Then teaching. Here main verb V1 plus ing, that is present participle, and the object is English. So she is teaching English. Now let's see how we can frame a negative sentence. She is not teaching English. Here we need to keep in mind we are using the word not to show the negativity. She is not teaching English. Now how to frame a question? Is she teaching English? Now let's understand how to use the auxiliary verbs is, am or are. Here we have am. Am is used with the singular pronoun I am. Is used with he is, she is, it is, Raj is. Now let's see for the plural nouns or pronouns. With the verb are, we use the plural pronoun or nouns like we, you, they. We are, you are, they are. Here we have the plural nouns like Ram and Raj. Two, we have two members and it is plural. And that's the reason we are using the auxiliary verb are. So keep in mind, for singular, we need to use the auxiliary verb is. But for I alone, you have to use am. Whereas for the plural pronouns and the nouns, we have to use are. So this we call as subject-verb agreement. Now let's understand present perfect tense. The present perfect is a verb tense which is used to show that an action has taken place once or many times before. What's the structure for present perfect tense? The structure is has or have plus V3. Now let's learn how to frame an affirmative sentence. She has taught English. Here she is the subject, has is the auxiliary verb, taught is the past participle and English is the object. Now how to frame a negative sentence? She has not taught English. What about question? Has she taught English? We can also frame a question in the other way. Like, hasn't she taught English? Now let's look into the present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous is also called as present perfect progressive, and this is a verb tense which is used to show that an action started in the past and has continued up to the present moment. Now let's see the structure. The structure is has or have plus been plus present participle. V1 plus ing is present participle. Now let's learn how to frame an affirmative sentence. The first sentence is, she has been teaching English. Here with she we have used the auxiliary verb has. We need to see the subject verb agreement. The next thing is been teaching English. English is the object. Now let's see the negative sentence. She has not been teaching English. Here again we have used the word not to show the negativity. How to frame a question? Has she been teaching English? Now let's understand the subject verb agreement while using the to be verbs have and has. With the pronoun I, we use the verb have, and here I is singular. We, you, they, Meena and I, all these are plural nouns and pronouns. With this we use the to be verb have. Now let's see about has. Here we have the singular pronoun and the singular noun. He has, she has, it has, Pinky has. So you need to learn how to use the pronouns or the nouns with the to be verbs. Now let's look at the past form. Under past form we have simple past, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous tense. The simple past is also called as past indefinite, is a verb tense which is used to show that a completed action took place at a specific time in the past. The simple past is also frequently used to talk about past habits and generalizations. Now let's learn the structure. The structure is V2. V2 is nothing but the past form of the verb. Now let's learn how to write an affirmative sentence. She taught English. Here she is the subject. Taught is the past tense of teach. So here taught is V2 and English is the object. Now how to frame a negative sentence? She did not teach English. A question. Did she teach English? We can also frame in the other way like didn't she teach English? Here did is the verb to be. Past continuous tense is also called as past progressive, and this is a verb tense which is used to show that an action started in the past and that action continued for some time in the past. The structure for past continuous tense is was or were plus present participle. Now let's learn how to frame an affirmative sentence. She was teaching English. Negative statement. She was not teaching English. A question. Was she teaching English? Or we can also frame like, wasn't she teaching English? Negatives are made with not, and questions are indicated by inverting the subject and was or were. Now let's understand the subject-verb agreement when we are using the pronouns I, he, she, it and the singular noun run. With the singular pronouns and nouns, we use the verb was. Whereas when we use the plural pronouns or nouns, we use the verb were. The past perfect is a verb tense which is used to show that an action took place once or many times before another point in the past. The past perfect is formed using the structure had plus past participle. Now let's see an affirmative statement. She had taught English. Negatives are made with not. Now let's see that. She had not taught English. And questions are indicated by inverting the subject and the auxiliary verb had. Now let's see that. Had she taught English? Here you can see the subject and the verb are inverted. They have changed their places. The question can also be formed as, hadn't she taught English? Now let's learn the past perfect continuous tense. The past perfect continuous tense is also called as past perfect progressive, and this is a verb tense which is used to show that an action started in the past and continued up to another point in the past. The structure for past perfect continuous tense is had plus been plus present participle. Now let's see an affirmative statement. She had been teaching English. A negative statement. She had not been teaching English. A question. Had she been teaching English? We can also frame the question in the other way. Like, hadn't she been teaching English? Now let's look into future form. In future form, we have simple future, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous tense. Now let's learn simple future tense. Simple future tense is used when an action is promised or thought to occur in the future. Now what is the structure for simple future tense? The structure is will or shall plus V1. How to write an affirmative sentence in simple future tense? Let's learn. She will teach English. Here, she is the subject, will is the auxiliary verb, or we can also say it as helping verb. Teach is the main verb, V1, and English is the direct object. Now, how to frame a negative sentence? She will not teach English. Here, will is the auxiliary verb. We have used not to indicate the negative sentence. Teach is the main form of verb and English is the direct object. Right. How to frame a question? Will she teach English? Now, the negative interrogative is, won't she teach English? The next one is future continuous tense. The future continuous tense is used when an action is promised or thought to be going on at a specific time or context in the future. The structure for future continuous tense is will or shall plus be plus V1 plus ing. Now how to frame an affirmative sentence? She will be teaching English. Negative statement. She will not be teaching English. An interrogative sentence. Will she be teaching English? Negative interrogative. Won't she be teaching English? Now let's know about future perfect tense. The future perfect tense indicates that an action will have been completed at some point in the future. The structure for future perfect tense is will or shall plus have plus V3. Now let's learn how to frame an affirmative statement. She will have taught English. A negative statement. She will have not taught English. Now how to frame an interrogative sentence? Will she have taught English? A negative interrogative is won't she have taught English? To show the negative interrogative, we have used not. Won't she have taught English? We use the future perfect continuous tense to show that something will continue up until a particular event or time in the future. Now let's see the structure for future perfect continuous tense. And it is will or shall plus have been plus V1 plus ing. Now let's learn how to frame an affirmative statement. She will have been teaching English. A negative statement. She will not have been teaching English. How to frame an interrogative sentence? Will she have been teaching English? Negative interrogative. Won't she have been teaching English? Hope this video was useful to you. Now try this exercise and test your understanding. For further exercises and quiz, follow the link given in the description box. Thank you for watching and keep watching